All right there, guys. How's it going? So, yeah, I've got a bad voice today. I feel like I'm coming down with something. I'm not too sure what it is. In all fairness,
It's all the giving
um,
out that you were doing. It
you what? Sorry.
was all the giving out, all the shouting.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it might be. I don't know. Um, but yeah, welcome back to another episode of the 7 o'clock slot. Quite ironic that it's about whether slot's out or not, anyway, or the stuff that's going around online about it. Got to mention, obviously, we are in partnership with Sean Leonard Art and is it caricatures or something? Did you say?
It's Sean Leonard Art, Portraits and Characters. If you
That's
just
right.
look up Sean Leonard Art, you'll see him. Really, really good. Does fantastic illustrations and is doing prints for us each month. Our prize or our monthly prize there with our VIP members. Check it out. Only $1.99 to $2.99 per month. You wouldn't get a cup of tea for that.
um, yeah, that's right. And I think is it Carl who got one last time?
Carl got one and was absolutely thrilled when I was speaking to him. He got a nice one of Salah kissing the Premier League, which hopefully Salah might do at some stage with Liverpool.
Yeah, again, hopefully. So yeah, I guess we'll just dive straight into it. See how long I can go with for tonight, guys. Sean, obviously I did a match reaction and everything regarding what happened against Brentford. I want to get your thoughts on that before we actually go into what seems to be a blaze online right now, shall we say?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I've tried to avoid online for the last number of days. That and plus I've been hung over to fuck since Thursday night. So that's another story for another day. Naturally enough, rival fans are going to have a field day with this, and they all are. And, that's fine. It was Manchester United for the last how many odd years. We're not playing well. And the writing has been very much on the wall, even when Jamie Carragher first questioned Slot about the way he's playing football. It was very much there for everybody to see. And it was the same issue, with Liverpool against Brentford. I mean, you can have all the possession, you can play around, in their half all you like. But then as soon as they get us on the counter, like we are weak. We are weak on the counter. It's not just weak, we are weak. You cannot play like that and expect to win titles. You just will not do it. And already we're, four losses at the moment in the Premier League. In the entire league last season, we had four. With four losses. I think we conceded around this time, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, about 4 or 5 goals this time last year. We've got 14 goals conceded this year. Like, is that right? 14? I think that's right. 14 goals conceded.
I can have a look I can have a look at league table now. Yeah. Hold on. Apologies, guys, as well if I'm constantly clearing my throat. We've scored 16, had 14 scored against us. Yeah.
Evening Muscusi and evening JG.
I think that's Jay Garrett.
Is that Jay Garrett?
I think so, yeah.
What? But yeah, I mean, it's like it's crazy. I mean, evening Toddster. Oh, is that that's Todd Hurst.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think YouTube's got like an issue and it's just showing everyone's usernames instead of like their actual like account names and stuff. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's Todd. How are you, Todd? How are things? Of course, he's going to come up here now and start reeling it in now with Man United being ahead of us. But there's a few things that I just wanted to go on because I don't want to go on about the Frankfurt game, to be honest with you. I don't particularly want to go on about the Brentford game. We could talk about penalty appeals all we like. Again, if you allow a team like that if you play like that, you're going to allow teams in and you're going to allow teams beat us. Our fucking counter attack is shocking. We weren't able for the bloody, long throw-ins. We're just all over the place. We're all over the place. Can I go into what Carragher said, or do you want me to? Evening, mate.
Yeah, if you want to say it, mate. Yeah, go for it. I think like I kind of agree with everything you've just kind of said, but yeah, you talk about the Carragher things. I think it might be a nice jumping off point.
So yeah, Carragher questioned Slot after the first Premier League game. He was saying 7 or 8 players are in the box. There's too much on the front foot. Our right backs and our left backs are too up high, and meaning that they will catch us on the counter. Virgil is 34 years of age, and this is just my take on it. He's 34 years of age. I'm not too sure whether he has the pace anymore to track.
Even Brandon.
To track back, as much as he'll need to this season if Slot continues to play this football. We've got too many offensive players, or too many players that want to be offensive, and the way Slot is playing, it's leaving us in big trouble defense-wise. We don't have Frimpong or Bradley tracking back. When we had Trent didn't really track back. We were giving out to him. Now we don't have Kirkhez or fucking Bradley or Frimpong or Slabbeslai, whoever the fuck is playing at right back, because we've got so many right backs at the moment. They're not tracking back enough. We're not getting even in Tony. We're not. We're just. My head is completely fucked, guys, with this. It really is. I don't know. I mean, I had this all, fucking written down, whatever. I just don't know.
I've got a few notes written down here.
Me too.
Because I wanted to go. I wanted to sit back a bit, and God, I'm gonna start sounding like fucking RFK Jr. in a minute. I think so basically what I've got here, I think we've literally got no defense or anything like that. Oh, you can't stop. You can just picture it now, aren't
you? Oh shit! Oh man, sorry.
So yeah. So basically, I just think we've got the same defensive mistakes all the time. Sean, stop, mate. I shouldn't have said it. I fucking knew I shouldn't have said it.
Sorry.
And Kanate, I think he's been found out a little bit ever since Trent's moved on. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if, and I also kind of think as well that the whole system that we're playing right now is a little bit. The players don't really know what's expected of them anymore. Last year, it was 4-3-3. Klopp even said in his interview, I think I referenced this last week, there wasn't much to change. You just needed to do little tweaks here and there. Now, this year, it seems like Slot's just trying to change everything. But he's doing nothing. Are we playing a 3 at the back formation? Are we playing 4-4-2? Why did he change from the formation that won the game against Frankfurt? Do you know what I mean? It's if Isak had been fit, do we play the same formation against Brentford? Sorry. Because if that's the case, then you should have backup options to go in if one of the strikers is injured. Why can't you play Salah where Isak were playing? I think we've been saying it for a few weeks now. Salah's too far out wide. Bring Salah into the middle. One, he doesn't have to help the right back out anymore to defend, so you don't lose that. And two, he's close to goal, so he can get a few more shots in. And then you've got we're struggling with second balls, aerial duels. There's no organisation. Kanate, Kirkez, and Mamadashvili, I think, have all been involved in shit over the past few games. I think the midfield without Gravenberch is basically non-existent. However, I will say as well, I do like that double pivot of Jones and Szoboszlai. I do think that they played well at the weekend, and I think Szoboszlai right now is the best player at Liverpool.
Just don't play him at right back. Don't play him at right back. I mean,
Yeah.
you put him on in midfield, then you put him at right back, and then you put him back in at midfield again. You know, I was looking a clip of Redmen TV, and they made that point, and they're dead on the money. You can't keep chopping and changing, because then, like, what message are you trying to put across from the sideline to your team if you're chopping and changing all the time? I mean, last year we were talking about, oh, he's not rotating the squad, enough. Now we don't know what fucking starting 11 he has. We don't know what's going on.
No. We keep getting opened up in transition. Like opponents are finding too much space between the lines. Like against Brentford, they were literally just long balling it over our midfield. Like I remember in my match reaction, I was saying like how we weren't pressing and stuff, but at the end of the day, the midfield couldn't press because the ball were going straight over them. Because Canate was out of place. Connor Bradley, like that stuff that Jamie Carragher said. Connor Bradley's not comfortable playing at right back. He's not physical enough. He's either too tight, and that's why he's getting the yellow cards, as Jamie Carragher said, or he doesn't back himself with the pace either. So he's at fault as well at right back. I've got a stat here, like we've conceded first in 6 straight games, which is their worst since 2013.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to read down through the comments here, just so the lads know what we're about. So Todd says, evening, Mighty Reds, Brandon. Brandon and his sketches are fucking hilarious. Check Mighty Reds out.
I'm just going to go get a drink, mate. Hold on. I'll be back.
Tony Steele says, evening, guys. We no longer have an identity with Slash. He's causing so much confusion. Every game is a different system and lineup. Even when all the players are all fit, he's confusing the players. Completely agree with you, Tony. LS7ZH. Lads, he's done. He admitted it. He's been found out and doesn't have an answer. The writing's on the wall. There isn't one player on the side that hasn't been hindered by his changes. This is a good point. Guys, if you really think about it, Ekatike, Virgil, Kanate, Grafenbach, and Gakpo, Mohamed Ashvili, etc., our team is actually pretty damn tall. So how are we so shocking at set pieces? That's another fantastic question. Arnold Slot Martin. Guys, I will never start. What's that? Tagliatelle legs. Chiesa, he wasn't my signing. I will start Gakpo. I love him. In fact, he loves me. Okay. Scusi says, I put Frimpong in goal. Jay Garrer says, am I right in saying he's down? He's not down as a manager. Isn't he just the first team coach? If that's the case, should he know tactically how line up with the team, especially against a low block? If I hear any more about this,
I was about to say, like, I think Arne Slot as well is. I think again, I mentioned this in my match reaction. I think he's become his own worst enemy this season. Last year we were quite short into the point. I think a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Whereas this season, it's like he's. And I don't know if it's because he feels like he's got to defend himself because of the money that's been spent, but it just feels like he's trying to come up with excuses and not like looking for solutions. Do you know what I mean? Like you've said now 3 games in a row that the low block's an issue or whatever. Sort it out then, lad.
Yeah.
Why are you fucking off to Dubai for however long it was? You know what I mean? Why didn't you spend that time thinking, what can we do to come up with a low block thing?
Yeah, but if it worked so well, the change in format and the change in squad against Frankfurt, why go back to the norm, against Brentford? If it worked so well against Frankfurt, why go back to the normal way? I mean, there comes a time where a head coach has to look at the tactics, has to look at, right, this is a situation. All he's coming up was, well, right, the guys have us. They know where we're going wrong, or they have us. They know what to do with us, whatever, blah blah blah. Okay, that's coming up with all the excuses and whatever. But like in an office environment, you're told, okay, well, enough of the bloody, complaints or problems. Let's try and find solutions. And I think that's what Slot needs to do. I think he needs to find solutions as to what the fuck do we do? What do we do to change things? Because, there's a lot of people calling Slot out, a lot of people calling for his head. And I'm not one to call for anybody's head. However, I think with the fixtures that we have got, the next 4 fixtures, they're not very forgiving. And I think if we drop points, if we lose, if we're kicked out of the Carabao Cup, I don't know. I think definitely the heat will be on and questions will be asked. Questions are already asked.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I just need to finish these notes off that I made on.
I'll just read down through these while you're doing that. So, I didn't change the formation. Salah just blackmailed me. Okay, so this is a guy pretending to be Arne Slot. I like that. Todd says that solid spine that won you the league isn't there. Grav and Maka were so important together. When either didn't play, we looked so vulnerable. Was very surprised that no top class DMs were signed in summer. Tally ho, Gary Richards, how are you? Sack Slot ASP saying. Okay, Todd's just saying Maka looks a different player. I think Adam had said that I don't think he's match fit. I don't think he's match fit either. Todster also says, also no coincidence that AB1 was in the sticks at the start of the season for those narrow wins to begin with. That's, I suppose, a good point. Since March, played 28, won 14, lost 12, drawn 2, scored 49, conceded 40. That's some fucking shocking stat to read, isn't it? When you think of it.
Yeah. It's like, I think some people have been saying as well, like I've watched a fair few videos and stuff of people, and there's a few people like Lawrence McKenna and stuff like that have all said that some of this stems back to last year. Because if you look to the point where, we won the league and everything like that, we just started going down, didn't we? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
since PSG kicked us out of the Champions League.
Yeah. I mean, like there, what Brandon says, it feels like everyone in the league got the memo for the tactical direction the league was going to go in apart from us. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Gary says that Isak is a big problem and he won't change anything. Will Slot. I've actually got something written down about the summer transfer window, actually. Now, I don't want to be coming at this like... I wish I didn't have a sore throat because I think I could be able to talk a bit better and explain it better. But the summer recruitment is, if you think about it, if you break it all down, and we didn't even think about it back then. Well, I think you did, Sean, because obviously you mentioned the whole centre back thing. It's very top heavy. Like, it's created kind of like an imbalanced squad because we've got hardly any, if any at all, to be fair, defensive depth. We signed 2 expensive strikers in Isak and Ekitike. Why? No, I understand why, because we needed 2 strikers, because we sold Nunes and obviously the thing that happened with Jota, rest in peace. But I don't know. I feel like he's kind of made a rod for his own back a little bit with that signing of Isak, because he's kind of like got to show why we spent that money on him. Same reason why he's playing Salah. He's on big money. You can't put him on the bench. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
he's earning another 300k a week.
I mean, look, here's my take on it. I said this throughout the whole transfer window. I said that it is as just important to sign centre backs as it is Isak. And I said, if we sign Isak, he's not match fit. So we're in a bit of a dilemma there in trying to get him match fit. He hasn't had a pre-season. He hasn't played the first few games for Newcastle. He's not played. So even Cranky JD, how are you? So that's the situation. I think with the sort of style of football that Slot is playing, you have to have fairly solid centre backs and one that's not 34 years of age. I think, I think you said, and I think that, you have a lot of criticism with Virgil van Dijk there lately. Virgil van Dijk is one of the best centre backs you'll ever see. At 34 years of age, I'm not too sure whether he has the pace to track back as quickly as he needs to defend. And when you have 3 or 4 of them attack or on the counter, you're kind of fucked.
Well, I just want to play devil's advocate there with that. So we are like we've both kind of hammered Van Dijk and Salah a little bit.
Yeah.
But we both know what we were both like during the summer before they signed the contracts.
Of course, yeah. And I stand by that. I stand by that.
Was it the correct decision getting them to sign deals in hindsight now?
I don't think for 1 minute it was a bad idea to sign contracts, although it depends on whether their performance is as a result of their contracts. Then that's a different thing altogether. And I can't say that that's the case.
Yeah, because I was just about to say, like, you see this a lot in the NFL where when a player's in a contract year, he'll have an absolutely blinding year. And then the year after, obviously, it takes a bit of a dip. But I am coming round to the fact, and I'm not saying we shouldn't have given the contracts, but I've been saying that this is my phrase for the month, shall I say? We need to mature past Mo Salah. Not so much Van Dijk, because I think if you take Van Dijk out of that defence, it's fucked. But I think the attack can get by without Salah.
Yeah, but people are saying, Slot needs to have balls to take off Virgil. For fucking who?
Exactly.
For who?
So I do think I think this is Salah's last season. I think he's gone in the summer, 100%.
And I just want to put this out there, guys. My favorite player on that in Liverpool at the moment is Mo Salah. I love Mo. I think him not getting his game and being kind of petulant on the sideline. Okay, yeah. I can understand that he's not happy, but then I wouldn't. If I were him, I'd be more unhappy with my performance, and know that you're not bigger than the club, and therefore you should not be entitled to be on the pitch if you're playing crap. I also don't agree, and apparently this happened. I don't know that he deleted.
He did
all mention of Liverpool on the social media.
No. He didn't do that. He basically just removed it from his bio. He still got the posts there and everything like that.
But why, Mo? Why? Seriously. I'm kind of inclined to agree with Roy Keane. Stick to the fucking football. Social media, you can, if you want to do that later on, wait until after your career. But this whole bullshit, it's kind of like Facebook and relationship status. It's there for everybody to talk about. And as soon as you're single, oh, what happened? Or I'll DM you, babe. And it's like, look, I've been guilty as fucking sin for it. But it's got to stop. These are professional footballers. They've got to stop throwing their toys out with their pram. I absolutely love Salah, love him. I want him to do well, I'm not calling for his head. I think if he doesn't play well, then, and if he hasn't played well over the last few games, then I think someone else should step in his place. And I think you're going to see that in the AFCON. Maybe his head is there already. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I have questioned his his commitment and stuff. Not commitment, sorry, bad word, effort. But I do think everyone tried at the weekend. I think the system's fucked. I think there's too much going on. Like I said again, I keep saying it, but in my match reaction, I don't know what's going on, and I'm watching it. Imagine what they're like playing it. It looks like they've got two formations for depending on what they're doing. So, like, again, I could be completely wrong, but it looks to me when they've got the ball, it turns into like a 2-4-1-2 or something daft like that. And then when we don't have the ball, it goes into like a 5-3-2 or something. It's I don't know. And I think Kirkers is obviously being found out, which we already know about. We don't have to go too much into that. I don't know. Guy Richards says Elise will replace Salah. Mate, we aren't getting Elise if we don't get Champions League football next year. And I can,
it's mental that we're even talking about that, though, isn't it?
Mm.
If we don't get Champions League football, oh man.
Well, we're 7th right now, and
we could have been 9th.
Yep.
If a few results didn't go our way.
Well, technically, we could have been lower than that, but oh well. Yeah. But yeah, just to summarize the last few bits I've got here, I feel like the team can't defend set pieces. We don't have any midfield balance. We're physically overmatched and just unable to cope with direct physical opponents, like Brentford with the throw-ins and everything like that. Like, they had our number with that. We don't have any sort of identity. And I think Jay Garra mentioned something earlier about if he's the head coach, not the manager, yeah, then that's the case. He should know tactical lineup, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I think Slot knows what the problems are. Like I said, again, I'm going to say that's it. In my match reaction, I think he's got 4 games to save his job. And I don't necessarily mean he has to win those games. I think we could lose those games, but show a bit of fight or do a bit more closer, a bit more competitive. Then I think he keeps his job if there's any type of like stuff that you can see where there's something changing. But if it's the same shit we've seen so far this year, I literally think we have to. I think he'll go. I think he'll get sacked. I do. And how mad's that? Like, we take piss out of like Chelsea and Man United for sacking managers when they've won the Champions League or they've just won a trophy or anything like that. Arne Slot won the league last year, and I will hold my hands up and caveat that with the whole he won it with Jurgen's team, right? We get that, but I think he's got a lot of pressure on him, especially after spending all that money. And again, what this goes back to something else I've mentioned before, Shauna, when FSG first came in, that first summer window, they spent some money, didn't they? And it all went to shit.
Listen.
This summer,
yeah,
they spend nearly $500 million.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that it's as bad as the title defense we had under Jurgen.
It could be,
but it's getting that way. And they've spent $500 million. So I'm telling, I fucking guarantee it now, right? You will not see Liverpool buy any stars next summer if this shit continues, because they will not spend that money again, because they'll have 2 windows there where they've spent serious money. Because you're thinking 15 years ago, they spent probably about 100 odd million that window, in all fairness. Yeah, they got the Fernando Torres money, but you know what I mean. I think it. I don't know.
I mean, I can see the argument, and you're going to see like the major Liverpool YouTubers go on. Well, now that we spent the money, now look. Do you know what I mean? And I get that. And there's an element of that, absolutely. But you know, you can spend money and still not come up with the results. Money does not guarantee results. At the end of the day, you can bring in the right players, but if you play them out of position, or you play someone that shouldn't be playing, or isn't match fit, or isn't fit in the system, then it's not down to how much you've spent. It's down to the tactics that you're using. It is important to bring in players, especially when you have lost the players that we lost last season or last summer. And obviously taken into consideration, God rest his soul, Diego, that nobody was prepared for that, and probably changed how we were going to go into this transfer window. It probably changed a lot of things, as Klopp would have said in that interview diary of a CEO. So I think that there's some truth to that. But I can certainly hear people, or I can imagine that people are about to say, it's on the tip of their tongue, where they're going to say, well, guys, you wanted the owners to spend money. They spent money. Now look. And, you know, I don't think that's the way to look at it. I think the owners, Edwards, Richards, or Edwards, Hughes, should I say, all did their job. With obviously they didn't bring in centre backs, LeBron, Leone, and unfortunately Leone's injured. But I think we needed another 2 centre backs. In my opinion, that would have been just as important in bringing Isak. In fact, I think now this stage it was more important to bring in 2 centre backs than Isak. So you know, it's not down to money.
Go on, mate. No, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I'm just saying it's like you're going to get people that are, you know, happy with the Moneyball policy, and they'll say, well, yeah, the summer that we did spend money, look what happened. And I think, you know, it's a very lazy way of trying to figure out where the problem is. I think, you know, on paper we've got a fantastic squad. I think we lack balance in terms of defensive and offensive. I think we definitely need to build for the future in terms of our centre backs. Is Gomez on his way out? God knows. I mean, Gomez, we would be lost without him at the moment. So, you know, I don't fucking know, guys. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna read them through.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you read some comments from underneath where Gary did the Elise one, please? I'd do it myself, but
Elise will replace Salas as Gary Richards. Jay Gareth says, have you seen the heat maps from the weekend? 7 players played at left back. Add my head smashed silly in goals, and that's only 2 issues. Well said. I can't see his something Partas Arati or something. Slot seems lost and has faintest idea of how to solve the problem. The Premier League is played at fast pace with physicality. Absolutely.
Hold on. That's what I said. Let's not forget that we won the league last year.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Johnny says, if we lose the next 4, then Slot won't be back after the international break. I think that's a fair assessment. I don't think that's jumping to conclusions or being haste, really. Jay Garrett says 6 out of the 9 games he's got, and if Slot doesn't have a 65% win rate, he's out. I like Slot, but I'm getting Brendan vibes. I mean, proper fish out of water. Yeah. Mighty Red says, honestly, right now, I just want to be excited by the football. 17-18 season, we were nowhere near winning the league. We only qualified for the Champions League on the final day. But my word, the football was exciting.
Yeah.
Jay Garrett says, upcoming decent managers must be licking their lips right now. Yeah. But Scoozy says, never thought we would be this bad, lads. Where is he gone?
We called it in the summer, not prioritise it, centre backs.
Yeah. Well, this is what I said, Muscusi. Mighty Red says, I don't think it's much, or it's about the money spent. I think certain players got rushed into the team too quickly, as you were saying, Adam. Example, a player like Kirkes, again, you said that, should have been introduced slowly, the same way as Robbo. Absolutely. Muscusi says, I know it's been said, but we did get rid of and sign too many players in one go. Yeah, but we had no choice there, I don't think. Yeah, Arnold Slot, I'm not going to be reading your comments because I just think you're a parody. I'd prefer to just read honest, genuine comments, but I get your humor. Jay Garrer, I remember talking a few years back, probably about 3 seasons ago, on fans wanted Klopp. The thing is, Klopp had bank with amount of trophies he had won / got the trophies with Klopp's side. Okay. Dave Crompton, how are you? Good evening, Adam. Hi, Sean up the Reds. Salah is struggling. He needs a few games off. Yeah. Toddster says, I'm not sure why Salah has decided to Gravenberch further. Kirkes is now dropping into the back three instead of Grav, and he looks terrible as a left centre back. That's a Gahey role, that.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. Yeah. Dave says Salah needs a rest. Johnny says, guys, who replaces Slot if he goes? I don't know whether I want to get into that conversation, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know. I'm not even thinking about that, to be honest with you. I want him to succeed.
Yeah. I hope Slot turns it around, but I know I mentioned a couple in that video I did. But I don't think you'd get either of them. Like Luis Enrique, why would he leave PSG?
No.
Nagelsmann, why would he leave the German national team when he's about to take them to World Cup? Wouldn't do it. And then I saw a few comments and everything like that on that video, and people were saying the one that's the most obvious, it's the lad that Richard Hughes hired at Bournemouth, Iriola, what he's called. Plus the fact his contract expires at end of season. So yeah, you know, he's also got the same agent as Xabi Alonso, who is a manager Liverpool tried to obviously get before they got Arne Slot. So yeah, I don't want to really dive too much into it, but that would be somebody that would not surprise me in the slightest if we ended up getting Iriola, whatever you call him, Ariola from Bournemouth. That would not surprise me whatsoever. Evening, Akib, mate. Hope you're doing okay, pal.
Evening.
So I guess right now, Shauna, where were you at then with the whole slot out thing? Like, let's answer that question because it was more of it's a question. The title of this, like, slot out question mark. Like, I know we've just kind of touched on it, saying 4 games, blah blah blah, whatever. But if you were right now, do you have faith that Slot's going to be able to turn this round? Like, we got Palace Wednesday, right? Crystal Palace is a team that's beat us the last 2 times we've played them. Yeah, one was Community Shield and one was in the league. Was it the league this year? It was the league this year, wasn't it? I personally think they've got our number. I think we get beat Wednesday. But what about you?
I think if we get beat Wednesday, Slot's in trouble. I think Slot's in trouble if we lose Wednesday. I keep saying to people, it only takes one game, and I think obviously the Frankfurt game, people started, okay, this is our coach. This is what the team can do. Despite conceding the way we did and going a goal down. But I think if you go back and start playing the formation, the tactics that we've been using, that hasn't been particularly attractive and has left us vulnerable. If he continues, he'll be the master of his own demise. I think he's got to change it. He's got to change things, and no more trips to Dubai. He's got to sit down, get the finger out, look at the players he has. Don't be afraid to fucking say, well, Isak, you're not fucking match fit and therefore you're not playing. Or Salah, whatever's going on with you, we need to rest you. We need to, I don't know. Verts, they need to know what the fuck they're doing. And currently I know I'm taking a while to answer your question. I don't think it's a yes/no answer. I don't think it's something yet. Slot out. But I think if we lose on Wednesday, he's in real trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then that'd be that's the third opportunity you've had against that team.
Yeah.
In less than 6 months, and you've had no significant change. The fuck is she doing? Sorry, mate.
I mean, you got to learn from the matches previously. You got to see what's going on. You got to be in touch with the players that you have, and what their limitations are. And if you're playing a formation that does not work, then we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. I'm going to just read down through some of the comments while Adam is having pussy problems. Mighty Red says, with Salah, I'm 100% agree he needs to be dropped, but I'm so glad I'm not Slot. If you drop him once, it looks like he's resting him, but if you drop back to back, it becomes a story. Absolutely. Is Slot Tin Hag in disguise? Absolutely not. Dave Crumpton says, we got City soon, Real Madrid. We lose more. He's got to go. We need a win v Palace. I think the Palace game will be an opportunity for him to kind of keep the Wolves from the door. But I think if we drop further, if we get like a win on Wednesday and then drop, lose points against City and lose to Real Madrid, I think he's in big trouble. Big trouble. Jay Garr says, I mentioned that yesterday about Areola, the Areolas. That we're looking for Simeon. Bournemouth are the new Southampton. It looks like it.
Akib.
Slot
has his favourites.
Yeah.
He's not confident in dropping Salah. Players like Chiesa need to be given a clear start. I agree with that, to be fair.
And Theodore McKenzie 5491, welcome. Please drop Slot. Well,
could do.
And like, but you see, we're talking about trying to gel the team. Can you imagine what it'd be like to gel the team and then a new manager or a new coach and new backroom staff? That's a disaster.
To be fair, it is round about the same time. Well, it's probably a little bit later that we got Klopp and we got to Europa League final that year.
Yeah, that's true, but we don't want to be. I don't know.
William White, not Slot out, but I'm concerned. All the players we bought speak to moving to a 3 at the back. Gahey would be in between Virgil, Konate / Leone. Step up to centre DM when necessary. Johnny, we dropped our playing tempo to avoid injuries, yet we're getting loads. Time to up the tempo again. That's what we did against Frankfurt, isn't it? I
a
don't know,
good
man.
point.
Like, it's a good point. I am interested to see what happens on Wednesday. I just didn't think we'd, just being perfectly honest and going away from everything. Like, I never would have thought we'd have been like this. I never would have thought, like, if you'd have told me on deadline day when I was in Florida, just signed Isaac, whatever, that by 27th of October, we'd be questioning whether Slot still got a job after spending $500 million.
Yeah, but I mean, like whatever about spending money, then you could like there could be another excuse to the fact that we've changed too much on the pitch in terms of personnel, and then on the sidelines we've changed too many coaches as well. So there could be a variety of things and a lot of things that we can overanalyze and look at. But the long and short of it is if that Slot doesn't see the problems that we see, or that Carragher sees, which I don't necessarily agree in everything he says, but if he doesn't see what all they're seeing, I don't know what he's watching. I don't know what he's looking at over the last number of games and thinking, yep, this is it. This is
Well,
it.
I wanted to read this out to you. So you remember Tag, right?
I do.
So he put this out yesterday. I'll read it out to you. So he said, so as the dust begins to settle on another disjointed, dismal performance by our beloved team, it's obvious to all that there's something not right behind the scenes. There's simply no cohesion between Slot, his backroom staff, and certain players, which will eventually spread through the club. If Slot and Co don't get to grips with it, and soon, I'm afraid we'll drop out of contention for the European places and we'll be looking for a new coach. This is not a knee-jerk reaction from me. It's a fact. Those across in Boston will not be happy spending that money and have nothing to show for it. I'm not calling for Slot's head, but as I said after last season's achievements, I would judge him on this season's performance as last season, in my opinion, was achieved with Jurgen's boys. And then he just puts, this will upset some Reds out there, but sorry, that's how I will see it. Am I wrong?
Well, I don't think, first of all, I don't agree with any Liverpool fan telling what people should feel and what they shouldn't feel. I don't agree with that. And okay, I mean, I would be against people calling Slot out because that's not what we're about. But with that said, I don't think that anyone should be immune from criticism. I don't think, being critical of someone that's not playing well, I don't think is not showing loyalty to them. I just think, well, he had a bad game or he's had a bad run of games. Me saying that about Mohamed Salah is not me forgetting what he's done for the club.
Fuck. Sorry, mate. I just saw this online then. I was like, I had to check and make, that's not right.
What?
This is a parody account, don't worry. But basically, I was just scrolling then, and it said Van Bronckhorst is set to take charge of the game against Palace on Wednesday as Arne Slot is travelling to Dubai.
Oh, that would be funny if that happened. It wouldn't be funny, but just read some of these here. What is going on with Isak? Is he fit is he not fit due to a preseason, or could it be something else? I don't think it's something else. I don't think he's been long enough in the club to have something else.
I think it's preseason.
Yeah. He's not long enough to be in the club to have something else wrong with him. Jay Garrett says, I don't understand that if we have Grav is fit, why don't we also play Endo? I know it's really defensive, but if we're struggling defensively, yeah. Johnny says, what's very concerning is Slot doesn't seem to be learning from his mistakes. That's, yeah. Your buddy, or our buddy, is Liverpool building the team for another coach? Slap into Dubai more times than me. I've never been to Dubai.
What do you think about this one? This is another one I've just seen. I don't know who the hell this is. I don't follow him or anything like that. 24,000 followers on X. The contract talks with Arne Slot are off. Serious conversations with Slot have taken place. The pressure is on. That's basically what it says. I don't think that he was ever getting contract talks.
The amount of fucking shit. Sorry for cursing. Will probably be flagged. The amount of shit that I see on a day-to-day basis on social media from supposed Liverpool accounts, which aren't, and obviously rival fans that are absolutely besotted and obsessed with us. It's just crazy the amount of just fake stuff out there. Like, I don't think there's been any conversation had with Edwards and Slot or Gordon and Slot or Warner and Slot, whoever. I don't think there's been any conversation had. I don't think the conversation's been had yet. But I think it will be if we don't get our shit together. Todster says also the set pieces, Diaz and Nunes were so good at defending them, hungry workhorses. Wirtz plays left for Germany, I'm sure. So why do we not stick with same three diamond mid? That did so well last season. Yeah, I agree with
that. I mean,
but our whole build-up is just. I mean, any team can park the bus, and then have two forwards, on maybe the halfway line, and all they have to do is just long ball it. Those two forwards come flying, and we're in trouble.
Well, it's like I was just about to say. Like, there's I think the time for excuses. I think we might. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I don't think I've said this. I feel like the time for excuses now for Slot is over. I don't think he helped himself again going to Dubai on the back of losing 3 games in a row. We've now lost 5 out of our last 6. I feel like that they're not situational issues that's going on now. Like, cause I don't think it's like issues that are different every game, if that makes sense. I think it's the same issues for every single game. I think it's a systematic issue. I think he needs to just stick with a formation, stick with a certain style of play or whatever, and just run with it. Like, I couldn't get my head around why we just didn't stick with what we did at Frankfurt. I don't understand why, you've lost 4 games. You then go play Frankfurt. You smash them. Obviously, Frankfurt have been in 5-1 games, all Champions League. So not really, you can't really take that, but it worked. Whatever you were doing, it worked. And then you just revert back to what you were doing before when you were it doesn't make sense.
I think people need to also stop with the whole, Slot's going to leave and Klopp's going to come in. I think people are. I mean, I've seen a lot of misquotes, especially from Sky Sports. Brandon even brought that up in one of his things that Klopp has not turned down a return to Liverpool. That's not what he said. And if anyone wants to watch over the interview, which I did, and which Adam did, they would know exactly what he said. So I'm not having to go. By the way, it's you, William. I see your point, or was it William?
Yeah.
Klopp's
not coming back, guys.
Klopp's not coming back. Not. No,
he's not. I think again, like I don't know, like I'm probably going to finish this pretty soon, mate. Like I'm struggling now. I'm not going to lie. I do think that I think he gets time, but I do think if we lose to Palace and it's another performance like it was against Brentford, I think pressure's on. He then has to win against Aston Villa. Like, can you imagine like losing to Palace then losing to Villa? and then you go play Real Madrid. Like,
it's possible. It's possible. And I mean, I never thought I would say that as a Liverpool fan, especially when we did. And I mean, you know, like, listen, a lot of people are watering down what he did last season and kind of, oh, well, you know, it was Klopp's team, or, you know, every other club was in decline and all this bullshit. I'm sorry, but I don't buy that fucking shit. All the other clubs were in decline, or they were in transition, or blah blah blah. You can only, you know, face the team that's ahead of you, and that's it, and beat them, lose to them, draw to them. That's it. There's no excuses. The same way, you know, if Arsenal win this season, could we put it down to, well, you know, City are in decline, Liverpool are in decline, or they're you know, they're doing a rebuild, you know. So I don't agree with that. In terms of Slot bringing in or using Klopp's team, yeah, he did, but he added something different to it, and you know, we've often said that he was a tactical genius. Now I don't know where that fucking tactical genius is now, and especially when he's brought in the players that he's wanted to bring in.
he's overthinking it.
I think so, but I think he now needs to simplify things a little bit more. Once you get the simple things right, then, you know, there's not going to be a question mark over your tactics or whatever. Just get the fucking message across, whatever that fucking message is. This is the type of football I want. This is my starting 11. This is my right back. This is my left back. You centre backs need to fucking start doing your shit because we have no other choice. We're going to have maybe, let's say, 2 defensive midfielders, maybe put fucking Grav and either Jones or Endo or whatever. But we need to look at what we're doing. And offensively, we're too slow. Our build-up is far too slow. They're parking the bus. And then when they go on the counter, we're fucked. So we need to, like, I'm not a tactical genius here or anything of the sort. It's AKM, it's not SKB, although you could say. But, it, you know, the world and their dog can see what the frailties are at Liverpool. And right now, there are teams, you know, the teams that we're faced with in the next 4 fixtures must be licking their lips. We're in big trouble. We're in big trouble if we don't sort our shit out. And if Slot doesn't realise this is not the way to play football.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to like add this as well. Like, I think, again, I know I've given like the 4-game thing, and that's all down to basically the international break. Like, I think if the international break wasn't there, I probably would give him till January. But with the international break, it just makes a bit perfect timing, like, I guess. To be fair as well, though, even just saying that, give him till January. Nah, I tell you what. Nah. I'm thinking as... God.
We're going to need a medic here.
In January, I was thinking, do you bring a new manager in because you lose Salah to AFCON? But then I thought, well, does it really matter if we're going to sell Salah in the summer anyway? Maybe that'd be a perfect time to bring a new manager in. But with Salah, when Salah's not there, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I want to add this as well because I don't think I even said what I was going to say. These next few games will show whether or not if Slot's got the mettle to be a top tier manager. There's a reason why we never lost 4 games in a row when we had Jurgen Klopp as manager. There's a reason behind it. Do you know what I mean? Slot now needs to show not that he necessarily is at the same level as Klopp, but when you meet adversity, you can overcome it. And this is his time now. He's time to shine as a leader of men, as a leader of a team, to be able to motivate people. This is his time now. If he can't do it now, he's never going to do it. For Liverpool, at least, anyway. So Slot needs to sort some shit out for Wednesday night I still think we're going to lose, but even if we do lose, put some fucking fight into that match, mate. Show us that you've not lost that dressing room, because I've heard that as well. I've heard that people are saying that he's lost the dressing room. I don't believe that. But if there's no fight Wednesday, because don't be daft, guys. Like, the players will have heard all this circus that's going on about his job and everything.
Yeah.
So they will know. So it's on the players as well to show that we don't want you to go. We want to keep you. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
And if you want to hire Adam for any TED Talks, please ring the number below. I think that's very well said, Adam, to be honest with you. I really do. There's Martin Mason. I just want to read through some of these comments. Where are we? Johnny's or
no, you've done that one. Oh, you've done that one. Yeah. Sorry.
I also think we have to be careful because who the hell are going to, or who are we going to bring in? Klopp said theoretically they'd have to beg on hands and knees for. Yeah, he's not going to come back. Love Klopp, but don't want him back. Gareth says, why do we have this narrative that we should give the manager time or delude ourselves thinking that he can turn it around? The comments after the game showed he's out of ideas. That's a very good point.
He did look. I will admit that's the first time during a press conference I've seen Slot look stressed to fuck.
Yeah,
like even when the game was over, like for the last 5 minutes, do you see like how he looked on the side of the pitch? He didn't look a guy who's not got pressure on him.
So, do you know what I think we should do, Adam? Can you put up a poll for like who thinks we should drop Klopp or drop Slot now? Yes or no? Just while
I already know what the answer is probably going to be.
So do I. William says we also need to stop accommodating the likes of Mo and Gapco. If the system they are building is around two central strikers, they need to play that way, make Mo centrally. I agree with that, William, as well. I really do. I think we need to I also think we need to think ahead because Salah's not going to be there. It probably is last season. I don't know. So I think you're right there. And also we have to accommodate for the AFCON as well when he's not going to be there too. Jay Garrett says the international break Slot has make sure that he packs his sun cream and flip-flops again. That being said, William says, didn't Mo score a highly central position on against Brentford? He did, yeah. A fantastic goal. Well taken. And again, lovely cross from Szoboszlai. And then we've got Martin. Hello, Fanny boys. Hello, Fanny, to you.
Have you got anything constructive to add to the conversation, Martin?
Yeah. Martin just comes and goes.
It's like the wind.
Or wash and go, the shampoo.
My chat thing's not loading on YouTube for some reason, so I can't add a poll in right now. Well, I think
ask them? Just ask them yes, no.
Yeah, guys, if you want Slot to stay, put yes. If you want Slot gone, put yes. If you want him to stay, put no. No, does that make sense?
So if you want Slot to go, say yes. If you don't want him to go, say no.
I tell you what, it's easier. In, out.
Yeah, in, out. There you go. Yeah. So Slot in, Slot out. Pod says, I won't be going crazy just yet. We haven't had a full team since the beginning of the season and have to really see our best team, the best that our team performs. We're nearly at November, like Podge. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes you'll have injuries and you have to kind of cater for them. So you have to play whatever team you have. whatever the best one is, and consider the availabilities and injuries and whatnot. We can't be using injury as excuse. I mean, we have a fairly built up team at the moment. It's fairly beefed up. We need to know who are the players that can produce the goods and who aren't. And then we also need to find a tactic and a formation that...
There's a poll up now. I've sorted the poll out. It's up now.
Okay.
Give it a couple of minutes.
Adam has erected the poll. The poll is up. I don't know what to... I'm going to look at this poll myself, and I'm not too... Lads, hit that like button, for God's sake. We've got 17 people here. Come on. I don't really know.
It's 50-50 right now.
Ian King says, context, how can we win the Champions League stage, get to domestic cup final and win the Premier League and spend nearly 450 million and drop off a cliff? I'm going to try and pronounce apocalyptic. There you go.
What is that? The Irish in you that you couldn't say that?
Well, there's certain words I can and can't pronounce. It's old age, I think.
Oh.
Is that Irish? Is that what you asked me? I'm still laughing at the RFK comment there.
Oh, mate. I thought I'd completely derailed the stream, and I didn't think you'd be able to function.
I had to turn. I just, yeah. Slot speaking too much at the moment. Yeah, you were close to derailing it, because once I get on a laugh, I'm gone.
I'll give it another minute and then I'll end that poll.
Yeah,
but I guess
there's no choice but to speak, Martin. I mean, he's going to be asked questions, and especially when the team is the highlight of media attention for all the wrong reasons. And not the money we spent,
I just seen as well, Jay Garrett asked, when is the international break? I think it's after the City game. So,
yeah. Jay Garrett says, I don't see it been sacked and left a few companies in my time. And the best thing to do is be honest with yourself. I think this is an internal question Slot is having with himself at the moment, it seems. Martin says he needs to play higher up the pitch, not defensively.
I think if you get any further up the pitch, fucking hell, Van Dijk will be a centre forward.
They'd be fucking in the stands. I don't think we're too high up. That's the problem. And
I think we're too slow passing the ball.
Too slow, and yeah,
that's what it is. Too slow in the transition. Right, I'll end this poll now.
We've got 12 votes on it anyway.
So 58% say in, 42 say out. So yeah, kind of where I thought it was going to be.
Like, I'll tell you what I voted. So I voted in for the moment. The same as Johnny K has said. I would vote in for the moment. I don't want him out, but I think, as I've said earlier on, I think if he loses on Wednesday, he may be looking for the sunscreen.
Yeah, it all depends on the style of defeat as well. Like, if he absolutely gets...
I don't even think that's important. I don't even think that's important. I think he needs just to win the fucking thing. Just win it.
Martin don't think it'll last till Christmas.
Yeah, well, you could be right.
Spectre's joined us. Keep the faith. But yeah. Right then, guys, I think I am going to end it there. I need to rest my voice a little bit. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sticking with us. Even though my voice has been like RFK.
I was going to do an impression and I thought, no, I'm going to get cancelled for that. Just before Adam stops, lads, November 3rd, next Monday.
Oh, yes. Next Monday, we're going to do the quiz again.
Round 3.
Podge, make sure you're there, mate. I know you didn't show up to the second one, but you won the first one. Have I sent you the results from the last one anyway? So you've got like the updated table and everything.
Yeah, I have the updated table. It's up on. What I'll do is I'll send it on to you again. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's like even for those who missed the first 2, they can come in and make a go for it. And you know, if they're in the quiz consistently, there's always a chance that you'll overtake who's up there. I think. Until I just check now here. But it's good crack, lads and ladies. And plus there's also a prize for the winner. The winner will be picked at the end of the season, whoever has the most points. So I'm just checking what our table is like at the moment.
I don't think it's Podge at number 1, is it?
No, it's Bon. It's Bon at number 1. It's Podge with 3 points at number 3 points. We have Carl Russell, 2 points. We've got M87, 2 points. In 5th spot, we've got A2EZ with 2 points. Steve Mack in 6th place with 2 points. JT with 1 point. And Cranky JD with 1 point. So very much up for you to gain some points next month or next Monday. So it will be after the 7 o'clock slot. So yeah.
I like this one here, to be fair. I will say before we go, my loyalty is to Liverpool Football Club, not a manager. If FSG decide to keep, I'll get behind him. If FSG decide to clean house, I'll support who they'll bring in. Well said, mate. Probably best thing to do as well, mate. Probably best mindset to have, to be fair, when it comes to stuff like this. And then Ian King says, I have said it before. We will say it again. How much is Johnny Ayton going to be missed as an assistant manager? Yeah, he's been missed massive, mate. Martin Javi's probably the best out there who is available. Yeah, because he don't have a job right now. But as I say, Areola from Bournemouth just seems to make the most sense. And Podge says good stuff, lads. Yeah, good, mate.
Stevie G.
No, you give it to someone like that until end of the season.
Yeah, interim manager.
And then you'll get someone like we'll have our Rio Ferdinand moment. You'll have Jamie Carragher sat there like on TNT or something else. Sky Sports going, look, give him a bit of paper, give him a pen, write all the numbers down what he wants, and get him to sign it.
Well, look, I mean, what I would say to everybody on this stream is that you'll get a load of people telling you how to feel or what is the appropriate way to feel as a Liverpool fan. I don't think anyone is in a place or shouldn't be in a place to dictate to how you feel. I do think it's really important to have respect. And I think that's the Liverpool way that we... Sometimes there are certain people that get a bit carried away online and that's all well and good. But respect. And while you support the team but not the manager, or supports the team but not the owners, it's all down to respect at the end of the day. And I think sometimes we got to reel ourselves back in and we got to realize that I'm not disrespecting anyone by criticizing them. It's all supportive criticism. We are commentating on the situation at hand. I wish and hope that Arne Slot can turn things around. I don't want him to lose his job. I hope that Salah finds his goal-scoring boots and turns it around. I do. I hope Isak, Wirtz, I hope all of them, Kirkes, I hope all of them come good. They have my full backing. But there comes a time where we can't be afraid of saying, well, is there time for a new direction? So, no, I'm not saying blame the owners. I'm not saying that at all. They've done all they can this summer. So now it's let's just hope for the best. See what happens over the next 4 games. If you're going to the game, don't be booing the players. Don't be booing the coach. Just stick with the team. Get your asses off the seats. You know, be the 12th man, whether you're home or away. Be the 12th man, and let's get behind this team because they fucking need it now. They need it more than ever. So, you know, let's not be a laughing stock. Let's show respect. If the Newcastle fans want to continue to talk about talking Liverpool, then fair play to them. No wonder players are leaving in their droves and players didn't want to go to the club. Liverpool's not like that. Let's just be true to ourselves and let's support this team, win, lose, or draw, and see what happens.
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself, mate. Right. On that note, guys, we are going to call it a day here. Thanks for joining us. Again, I hope we kind of got our thoughts across about the whole slot out scenario thing that's going on. Up the Reds for Wednesday, obviously. But that's it from me. That's it from Shauno. And we will catch y'all in the next one, guys. See you then.